Have you ever stopped to think that the daily bath you've taken for years, the warm shower or relaxing soak you believed was essential for staying clean and healthy, might be doing more harm than good now that you're over 70? It's hard to imagine that something so routine and comforting could quietly be hurting your skin or even putting your safety at risk. For decades, we've been told that bathing every day is the key to good hygiene. But as we age, our bodies change in surprising ways, and the rules about cleanliness don't always stay the same. Your skin becomes thinner, drier, and much more sensitive. The hot water and soaps you once trusted might now be stripping away your skin's natural protection. And beyond just skin issues, the bathroom itself can become a dangerous place where slips and falls happen far too often. In this video, we're going to explore how often seniors really should be bathing, why less can sometimes mean safer and healthier, and share some expert tips to help you stay fresh and comfortable without risking harm. Stick around. You might be surprised by what you learn and how easy it is to make a simple change that benefits your health and peace of mind. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. As we journey into our 70s and beyond, there are certain changes we expect. Graying hair, stiffer joints, maybe a few more lines around the eyes. But very few of us are prepared for just how dramatically our skin transforms with age. After decades of faithfully showering or soaking each day, few realize that the routines we've trusted all our lives might be working against us. The story of aging skin is not just about wrinkles or sagging, but about a subtle, sometimes invisible transformation that alters how our body responds to the simplest act of bathing. It starts with the very structure of our skin. Over the years, the skin's outermost layer, called the epidermis, grows noticeably thinner. What used to be a firm, resilient barrier that bounced back from every scrape or sunburn becomes delicate, almost papery to the touch. Underneath, the dermis, which once held an abundant supply of collagen and elastin, now struggles. These proteins are the scaffolding that once kept skin supple, elastic, and strong. With each passing decade, production of both steadily declines, leaving skin less able to recover from stretching or injury. But it isn't just about what you can see or feel. Deeper down, changes in oil production play a major role. When we're younger, sebaceous glands work overtime, pumping out oils that keep our skin soft and moist. But after age 70, those glands slow dramatically. The result is a surface that no longer glows with a healthy sheen but instead grows drier, almost brittle. This process happens slowly, quietly, over the years, until one day you notice your skin feels rougher, or your legs seem to itch for no reason at all. At the same time, sweat glands that once responded quickly to heat or stress also slow down. With less sweat and less oil, the body loses its natural defenses, those thin layers that used to lock in moisture and protect against the daily barrage of dust, pollution, and bacteria. Without that shield, the skin surface becomes a fragile frontier, easily damaged by the very habits we thought were keeping us healthy. This is where the impact of our bathing habits comes sharply into focus. Hot showers, which once washed away the day's troubles, now wash away what little protection our skin still has. Each time you step under a steaming spray or sink into a warm bath, you're not just rinsing off dirt. You're stripping away the last reserves of natural oils that keep your skin resilient. The heat opens up pores and dissolves those precious oils, while strong soaps or scented body washes can do even greater harm, breaking down proteins and upsetting the delicate pH balance that healthy skin needs to thrive. For many older adults, the first sign of trouble is dryness. It might be a faint itch after a shower or a tight, stretched feeling as you dry off. It's easy to dismiss at first, but over time, that dryness can become relentless, gnawing at you with every movement. For some, it escalates into visible flaking or peeling, a condition known as xerosis. This isn't simply cosmetic. When skin grows rough and flaky, it's losing its ability to retain water. It becomes more vulnerable to cracking, tiny fissures that open the door to irritation and infection. These cracks can feel like small annoyances, but their effects can be serious. Each split is a pathway for bacteria to enter, and for those with weakened immune systems or chronic illnesses, even a minor skin infection can lead to larger health problems. Skin that once shrugged off the little insults of daily life now struggles to heal. Wounds linger, sometimes turning into sores or even ulcers, especially in areas that experience frequent friction, like the feet or lower legs. For some seniors, bathing becomes a dreaded ritual. The discomfort of dry, irritated skin may lead to a vicious cycle. The more you bathe to relieve the itch or freshen up, the worse the symptoms become. The act of scrubbing, once a source of relaxation or comfort, turns into a trigger for more irritation. Dermatologists call this a self-perpetuating spiral, where good intentions, staying clean, only make the problem worse. But the harm doesn't stop at the surface. The quality of life for many older adults is deeply affected by these changes. Imagine waking up each morning to sheets dusted with flakes of your skin, or spending your evenings scratching at persistent itches that never seem to go away. The embarrassment of visible dryness or the pain of cracked heels can cause people to withdraw from social activities, limit their movement, or even avoid exercise. What began as a simple skin problem soon invades other aspects of daily life: sleep, mood, and confidence. There are stories all across America. A grandmother who loves knitting but dreads the wool touching her raw, dry hands. A retired teacher who wears long sleeves year-round to hide peeling arms. A veteran who gave up golf because the sun and soap together left his skin so fragile it would tear from a simple brush with a bush. In every case, the culprit is the same: skin weakened by age and worsened by overzealous bathing. Doctors and researchers have studied this phenomenon for years. The University of Pittsburgh and UC San Francisco have both published findings showing how aging skin is uniquely susceptible to damage from hot water and harsh cleansers. One landmark study found that older adults who bathed daily were far more likely to report symptoms of xerosis, persistent itching, and skin infections than those who limited bathing to a few times per week. Another revealed that most cases of non-healing wounds in seniors began as simple dry patches, made worse by repeated washing. It's not just about science, it's about rethinking what we consider clean. In earlier decades, advertising and social norms taught us that daily showers were the only way to be presentable. But for older adults, this advice doesn't hold up. Today, experts from the American Academy of Dermatology and Johns Hopkins University recommend gentler routines: cooler water, mild soap, and, above all, less frequent bathing. They point out that washing 2 or 3 times per week is not neglect, it's wise self-care. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Adapting to these changes means listening to your body's signals and treating your skin with the same respect you give your heart or joints. Switching to a gentle, fragrance-free cleanser, avoiding long, hot showers, and patting the skin dry instead of rubbing are small steps that pay big dividends. Applying a moisturizer immediately after bathing helps lock in any moisture left behind. For many, using a humidifier at home, wearing loose cotton clothing, and avoiding excessive sun exposure also make a difference. It's important to understand that these recommendations aren't about lowering standards or giving up on hygiene. Instead, they reflect a deep respect for the realities of aging and a desire to help seniors live comfortably and confidently. After all, what's the use of being clean if it means enduring pain, discomfort, or embarrassment? Health is not just the absence of disease, but the presence of comfort and dignity. As the years pass, the rituals that served us well in youth require thoughtful adjustment. There is no shame in trading daily showers for a gentler, more compassionate approach to self-care. It's a sign of wisdom, choosing what's best for your body today, rather than clinging to outdated habits. By recognizing that frequent bathing can damage aging skin, seniors can protect not just their skin but their independence, confidence, and overall well-being. The truth is simple yet profound. Your skin, after decades of faithful service, deserves kindness. It's not a weakness to need less water, less soap, and more care. It's strength, the kind that comes from knowing yourself, honoring your body's needs, and making choices that support a life of comfort and health. By embracing a new perspective on bathing, you give yourself the gift of gentler days, restful nights, and skin that feels as good as possible for as long as possible. It's easy to think of bathing as an act of protection, washing away the germs, the sweat, and the little particles of life that collect on our skin. For most of our lives, a daily shower or bath has felt like a healthy ritual, one that leaves us feeling fresh and ready for the day. But as the years pass, what once protected us can quietly put us at risk in surprising ways. The very habit of frequent bathing may be increasing the chances of infection, not lowering them, for people over 70. This might sound counterintuitive, but the evidence is hard to ignore. There's a growing body of research linking frequent bathing in the elderly to a greater risk of developing skin tears, those small but troublesome splits that often show up on the arms or legs. Unlike the robust, elastic skin we enjoyed in our younger years, aging skin becomes thin, almost translucent, and loses the ability to bounce back. Each hot shower, every swipe with a soapy washcloth, can chip away at the protective outer layer. Eventually, even the most minor bump or gentle pull can result in a tear. It's not just an aesthetic concern. Each time the skin breaks, it creates an open invitation for bacteria. The surface of our skin serves as a natural fortress, but as we age, that wall becomes easier to breach. Where once a small scratch might heal overnight, older skin heals slowly, and the process is complicated by a weaker immune system and less effective blood circulation. A skin tear that might have been a minor nuisance in your 40s can become a serious health threat in your 70s or 80s. These wounds linger, sometimes for weeks, and each day they remain open, the risk of infection grows. Medical journals, including the respected New England Journal of Medicine, have tracked this trend for years. They note that the elderly who bathe less frequently, every other day, or just 2 or 3 times a week, experience fewer skin tears and fewer infections than those who continue with daily showers. This might seem odd at first, but it makes sense when you understand the delicate state of aging skin. How does this happen? Much of the answer lies in the way soap and water interact with the skin's natural barriers. When you wash, you're not just removing dirt. You're also washing away oils and proteins that the body relies on to keep the skin hydrated and resilient. Soap, especially the strong kinds many of us favor for that squeaky clean feeling, can be particularly harsh. It breaks down keratin, a protein that acts as the skin's internal armor, and can disrupt the balance of fats and moisture on the surface. Hot water, too, can be an invisible enemy. While it feels comforting, it softens the skin and makes it more prone to breaking. The combination of frequent exposure to soap and water strips the skin of its natural defenses, making it dry, brittle, and much more susceptible to splits and cracks. These tiny injuries, invisible at first, build up over time, setting the stage for larger and more serious wounds. The connection between frequent bathing and increased vulnerability to infection becomes clear. With every wash, the skin grows weaker, not stronger. For seniors, especially those with mobility issues or underlying health conditions, the risks add up quickly. The act of pulling on a sweater, brushing against furniture, or even the gentle friction of a towel can be enough to tear the skin. And once that happens, bacteria that are normally harmless can slip in and cause painful infections, including cellulitis or abscesses. In rare but real cases, a simple skin tear can escalate into life-threatening sepsis. For these reasons, medical professionals now recommend a change in approach. Instead of sticking with a daily bathing routine out of habit or social expectation, they suggest reducing full body baths to just 2 or 3 times a week, or even less, depending on your activity level and personal needs. This gentler approach gives the skin time to recover, rebuild its natural barrier, and retain the oils and proteins so essential for strength and flexibility. It's a simple adjustment, but one with real, proven benefits. Some worry that less frequent bathing will lead to feeling dirty or self-conscious, but there are practical ways to maintain hygiene and confidence. Spot cleaning with a damp cloth is one of the easiest and most effective solutions. Focusing on the areas that need it most, underarms, groin, feet, face, and hands, can keep you feeling fresh without subjecting your whole body to the rigors of water and soap. A soft, clean cloth, gently moistened with warm water or a pH balance cleanser, does the job beautifully. For many, this partial bath routine saves time and energy, making it a welcome change. In addition to physical comfort, this new approach to hygiene can bring unexpected emotional relief. Many seniors quietly struggle with the embarrassment or frustration that comes from constantly battling dry, irritated, or broken skin. By switching to less frequent bathing and embracing spot cleaning, it's common to notice less discomfort, less itching, and more confidence in daily life. You'll likely find that you don't have to skip activities or worry about unsightly rashes and flakes. Instead, you can enjoy outings, social gatherings, or a simple walk in the park without the distraction of irritated skin. Perhaps most importantly, reducing the frequency of bathing can mean fewer trips to the doctor, less need for prescription creams or antibiotics, and a lower risk of complications that can land someone in the hospital. As we age, even minor medical issues can become major, and preventing them is always easier than treating them later. It's natural to hold on to routines that have served us well for decades, but one of the wisest gifts we can give ourselves as we grow older is the willingness to adapt. Our bodies are constantly changing, and so should our habits. The science is clear. For seniors, less bathing can often mean more protection. By respecting the needs of aging skin, choosing gentle spot cleaning, embracing shorter and less frequent baths, and paying close attention to signs of dryness or irritation, we protect not just our bodies, but our independence and quality of life. So the next time you reach for the faucet, remember, keeping clean isn't just about washing away the day. It's about honoring the remarkable, resilient skin that's carried you this far, and giving it every chance to serve you well for years to come. Sometimes, less truly is more, especially when it comes to protecting your health and well-being as you age. There's a truth that becomes painfully clear with age. The bathroom, once a place of relaxation and refreshment, slowly turns into one of the most hazardous spots in the entire home. For people over 70, the risks lurking behind those bathroom doors aren't always obvious until one frightening moment. A sudden slip, a painful thud, a rush to the emergency room. What's most surprising is how often these dangerous situations are linked to routines we consider essential for cleanliness and dignity, like the daily bath or shower. It's easy to underestimate just how treacherous the bathroom can be for seniors. The combination of hard, slick surfaces, water, and steam is a recipe for disaster, even for someone in their prime. But after 65, and especially after 70, the odds begin to stack against us in subtle, relentless ways. Muscle mass naturally decreases with age, leaving legs and arms a bit weaker and less stable. Reflexes slow, so the body can't always catch itself quickly in an unexpected moment. Bones, now more brittle from years of life and perhaps a touch of osteoporosis, are far less forgiving if a fall does happen. And for many, chronic conditions like arthritis or nerve damage only make movement more difficult, every step just a little more tentative. The statistics paint a sobering picture. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, more than a quarter of Americans aged 65 and older will experience a fall each year. That's millions of seniors, our neighbors, friends, even ourselves, sent to emergency rooms, sometimes with broken hips, wrists, or even traumatic head injuries. For those over 70, the likelihood climbs higher, and the consequences become more severe. A single slip in the bathroom can start a chain reaction. A broken bone leads to weeks in the hospital, which can mean lost independence or the need for long-term care. In the worst cases, falls become the leading cause of injury-related death among the elderly. Why is the bathroom such a danger zone? The answer is in the details most of us overlook. The floor tiles that feel cool and smooth beneath our feet when we're young become slippery as glass with just a splash of water. Steam from a hot shower fogs up mirrors and coat surfaces, creating invisible hazards. Getting in and out of a tub means stepping over a high, hard edge, often with only a towel rack or slippery wall for support. Even a quick shower can leave the floor wet, the air heavy, and the body tired or dizzy. The combination of warm water dilating blood vessels, sudden changes in temperature, and the sheer physical effort of standing, bending, and reaching makes accidents more likely. It's not just the mechanics of bathing that raise the risk. Age brings its own set of physical vulnerabilities. Muscles shrink and tire easily. Balance becomes more difficult to maintain, especially on one leg or while stepping up or down. Arthritis makes gripping handles or twisting the body painful and awkward. Bones, weakened by time or illness, are much more likely to break if a fall happens. Even minor dizziness from bending or standing up too quickly, a common side effect of blood pressure medications or just aging, can tip the balance from safe to dangerous in an instant. For seniors living alone, these risks multiply. There may be no one nearby to offer a steady hand or hear a call for help. Many try to maintain the same routines they followed for decades, but what once was a simple private act now holds the potential for disaster. The truth is, the drive to stay clean, to hold on to dignity and routine, sometimes blinds us to the growing dangers. We forget that being a little dirty for a day or two is far less risky than facing the possibility of a life-altering fall. That's why geriatricians, physical therapists, and safety experts increasingly recommend that older adults reevaluate how often they're stepping into the shower or tub. The more often you bathe, the more you expose yourself to these hidden hazards. Every shower is another time you're lifting a foot over a threshold, balancing on a slippery floor, stretching for a towel. It may seem harmless, but each repetition increases the odds of something going wrong. The solution isn't just about bathing less often, though that's a big part of it. It's also about changing the environment and habits to put safety first. Handrails strategically placed by the shower or bathtub provide something sturdy to grab in case of a wobble. Non-slip mats both inside and outside the tub add traction underfoot, reducing the chance of sliding. Shower chairs or benches allow seniors to sit and wash, rather than risk standing for several minutes on tired legs. Even handheld shower heads can make a difference, allowing for more control and less movement. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Simple changes, but for many, they are the line between continued independence and the loss of it. Sometimes, making these adjustments feels like admitting defeat or giving up a part of one's self-sufficiency. But in reality, they are acts of wisdom and self-preservation. Prioritizing safety doesn't mean lowering your standards of cleanliness or self-respect. It means recognizing that your life, your comfort, and your peace of mind are worth more than any fleeting feeling of freshness. There are plenty of alternatives to daily full-body bathing that are both practical and dignified. Many seniors find that a warm washcloth or sponge bath, taken at the sink or sitting in a chair, can keep key areas clean without exposing themselves to unnecessary risk. Spot cleaning underarms, groin, feet, and hands often suffices, especially for those who are less physically active. Clean clothes and a touch of deodorant go a long way in maintaining both comfort and confidence. Perhaps most important is changing the conversation around what it means to be clean as we age. For so long, American culture has equated daily showers with self-respect and health, but for seniors, that belief can become a hidden danger. True well-being in our 70s and beyond means making decisions that balance hygiene with safety, accepting that priorities must shift if we want to enjoy the greatest possible independence. When you put safety first, you aren't just protecting your body from harm. You're preserving your freedom, the ability to stay in your own home, take care of yourself, and make choices about your day. That's a gift more valuable than the temporary satisfaction of a daily shower. In the end, it's not about being spotless. It's about being smart, resilient, and embracing a new kind of self-care, one that allows you to live, move, and thrive for years to come. So if you're finding that stepping into the shower feels more dangerous than refreshing, you're not alone. millions of Americans are quietly making the shift towards safer, more manageable routines. Talk with your doctor or a physical therapist about ways to make your bathroom safer. And remember, in this stage of life, the greatest act of care you can give yourself isn't always about staying perfectly clean, but about staying upright, independent, and healthy for as long as you can. One of the most surprising truths that comes with age is this: your body is far wiser and more self-sufficient than most of us ever realized. For all the advertisements urging us to scrub, rinse, and repeat, science now shows that our bodies come equipped with remarkable, built-in systems designed to keep us clean, healthy, and protected. Systems that can work beautifully, especially when we simply get out of their way. At the heart of this natural defense is your skin's microbiome, an entire living ecosystem that exists right on the surface of your body. Imagine, for a moment, the invisible world you carry with you every day. Trillions of friendly bacteria, fungi, and other tiny organisms working quietly in harmony. Far from being dirty or harmful, many of these microscopic companions are your strongest allies. They help keep harmful germs at bay, strengthen your immune defenses, and even help manage inflammation. When your microbiome is balanced, it acts like a living shield, crowding out invaders and keeping your skin healthy and resilient. These friendly microbes aren't alone in their efforts. The skin itself has clever ways to protect and cleanse. Chief among them is sebum, the natural oil produced by your skin's sebaceous glands. While it's easy to think of oil as something we need to wash away, sebum is a kind of built-in moisturizer and barrier. It locks in hydration, keeps the skin supple, and creates a slightly acidic environment that discourages harmful bacteria from settling in. This protective layer is a key reason why your skin doesn't dry out or become irritated after every encounter with the outside world. Another marvel of the body's design is the process of natural cell renewal, known as desquamation. Every day, millions of dead skin cells flake off your body, often without you ever noticing, taking with them dirt, pollutants, and potential allergens. This gentle, ongoing shedding means that your skin is constantly turning over, presenting a fresh, clean surface to the world. For most of human history, this process was enough to keep people healthy and odor-free, long before the invention of modern soaps and showers. But there's a catch. These natural defenses are delicate, and they depend on balance. When we bathe too frequently, especially with hot water or strong, alkaline soaps, we disrupt the very systems designed to protect us. Hot water strips away sebum, leaving skin parched and vulnerable. Alkaline soaps, often those that lather the most or promise a deep clean, can wipe out beneficial bacteria and throw the microbiome into disarray. The skin, already thinner and drier with age, quickly becomes even more fragile. It's a bit like tearing down the walls of a fortress and sending its guards away, all in the name of feeling fresh. Many seniors who struggle with dryness, irritation, or even outbreaks of eczema after bathing may be experiencing the unintended consequences of these habits. Multiple scientific studies have drawn a clear line between frequent washing and problems like dryness, eczema, and increased sensitivity. In one well-known study published in dermatology journals, older adults who washed daily reported far higher rates of itchy, flaky, or inflamed skin compared to those who bathed less often and used gentle, pH-balanced cleansers. For those with a history of allergies or sensitive skin, the effects are often even more pronounced. The good news is that reclaiming your skin's natural balance doesn't require any fancy products or complicated routines. The solution is often a return to basics: gentle cleansers, cooler water, and a focus on spot cleaning rather than full body scrubbing. Using a soft, damp cloth to clean the underarms, groin, feet, and face can remove sweat and odor without disturbing the skin's protective oils or its friendly bacteria. When soap is needed, mild, fragrance-free products do the job without causing damage. Moisturizers, especially those free from alcohol or heavy fragrances, can help seal and hydration, supporting the skin's barrier without smothering it. Looking back, it's clear that our modern obsession with daily showers is a fairly recent phenomenon. For most of human history, people bathed far less frequently than we do today, relying instead on the body's self-cleaning processes, occasional rinses, and changes of clothing. Not only did they survive, but they also enjoyed largely healthy skin, free from the chronic dryness and irritation so common in today's seniors. It was only in the past century, as running water and advertising campaigns became ubiquitous, that the idea of a daily scrub took hold in American life. Understanding and respecting the body's wisdom is an act of self-care that grows more important with age. Many older adults find that, after switching to a gentler bathing routine and giving their skin a chance to recover, their comfort, confidence, and overall well-being improve dramatically. Less itching, less redness, fewer cracks and sores, it all adds up to a better quality of life. There's a freedom in knowing you don't have to be at war with your skin. Instead, you can support it, nurture it, and trust in the remarkable systems that nature has provided. Of course, hygiene remains important, and no one is suggesting that cleanliness be neglected. Rather, it's about striking the right balance, caring for the body in a way that preserves its natural defenses rather than stripping them away. In practice, this might mean bathing only 2 or 3 times a week, spot cleaning as needed, and choosing products that are kind to sensitive, aging skin. It means recognizing that being clean isn't about how much lather or perfume you use, but about supporting the subtle, intricate processes happening just beneath the surface. In a world that often tells us to do more, wash more, and scrub harder, it can feel counterintuitive to slow down and do less. But this gentle approach is rooted in both science and common sense. Your skin is not the enemy. It's your body's first line of defense, a living, breathing organ that spent decades taking care of you. Now, perhaps, it's time to return the favor. So the next time you're tempted to reach for the hot water and heavy soap, remember that sometimes, less is more. Trust in your body's built-in ways to stay clean. Embrace gentle care, honor your skin's natural wisdom, and allow yourself the comfort and peace of mind that come from respecting the remarkable systems within you. In the end, aging gracefully isn't just about looking after what's on the surface. It's about understanding and supporting the amazing, self-sustaining body you've been given. For most of our lives, taking a shower or soaking in the tub was something we did without a second thought, part of the daily rhythm that started or ended our day. But as we age, these routines, so ordinary in our younger years, can become unexpectedly demanding. Many older adults quietly discover that daily bathing isn't just a matter of hygiene, but a source of real physical exhaustion, one that chips away at precious energy reserves and sometimes even leads to feelings of discouragement or defeat. This truth isn't always talked about, but it's deeply felt. The physical strain of bathing is often underestimated by younger generations. For a senior, even the simplest steps, standing for several minutes in the shower, bending to wash the legs and feet, or stretching to reach the back, can feel like tackling an obstacle course. Muscles that once moved effortlessly now tire quickly, and balance that was once second nature is far more precarious. The act of moving from a bedroom into a damp, slippery bathroom, undressing, showering, drying off, and then getting dressed again can take a surprising toll. One reason for this strain is the body's reduced ability to recover from physical exertion. As we age, muscle mass naturally decreases, and what's left can tire far more quickly than before. It's not uncommon for older adults to feel drained after bathing, sometimes needing to rest, skip a meal, or even put off other activities they once enjoyed. For some, the fear of this exhaustion becomes a source of anxiety, making them dread the very routine that once brought comfort and refreshment. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Adding to the challenge, warm water, while soothing in moderation, can create its own unique set of risks for older bodies. When exposed to heat, blood vessels expand, leading to lower blood pressure. This can result in dizziness, lightheadedness, or even fainting, especially for those with pre-existing cardiovascular issues. The simple act of standing in a hot shower for 10 or 15 minutes can feel like running a marathon for someone with a weakened heart or circulatory system. There have been countless stories of seniors who felt their knees buckle or their vision go black for a moment. all because the body simply couldn't handle the drop in blood pressure that a steamy shower can cause. The steam and humidity of a bathroom pose another hidden challenge, especially for those with chronic respiratory conditions such as COPD. Steamy air can make it harder to breathe, leading to shortness of breath, coughing, or a feeling of suffocation. Instead of being a relaxing, restorative moment, bathing can become a stressful, even frightening event. Many seniors quietly admit that they sometimes rush through their showers simply to escape the breathless discomfort, leaving them feeling less clean and less confident. Joint pain and arthritis add yet another layer to this complex picture. According to the CDC, nearly half of all Americans over 65 live with some form of arthritis. For these individuals, daily bathing means confronting stiff, swollen, and often painful joints. Reaching to wash one's feet or shampoo one's hair can trigger sharp discomfort, while climbing in and out of the tub is sometimes downright impossible without help. Some seniors find themselves avoiding bathing altogether, not out of laziness, but simply to spare themselves the pain and difficulty. With all of these factors at play, it's no wonder that daily bathing can leave older adults feeling depleted. The physical act itself is tiring, but so is the mental effort. Planning, preparing, and sometimes worrying about slipping, falling, or simply running out of steam. The aftermath is real. Post-bath fatigue that lingers for hours, sapping energy from other, more enjoyable activities. Missed meals, skipped walks, postponed outings. These are the silent costs of a routine that many people assume is harmless or even healthy. The good news, backed by recent studies and the experiences of countless seniors, is that bathing less often can dramatically improve energy and mood. Shifting from daily showers to bathing just once or twice a week allows the body more time to recover and helps conserve energy for the moments that matter most. Seniors who make this adjustment often report feeling less tired and more able to participate in family gatherings, hobbies, or even simple pleasures like a morning stroll or an afternoon crossword. Along with reducing frequency, adapting the bathing routine itself can make an enormous difference. Many seniors discover newfound freedom and safety with the use of assistive tools. Shower chairs, for example, transform a tiring stand-up routine into a comfortable seated experience, allowing for rest breaks and minimizing the risk of falls. Handheld sprayers put control back in the bather's hands, making it easier to reach tricky spots without unnecessary stretching or bending. Non-slip mats and easy-to-reach grab bars offer extra stability, letting seniors move with greater confidence. Some families even remodel bathrooms to better support aging loved ones, installing walk-in tubs, wider doors, or additional safety rails. But even small changes, like placing a sturdy chair just outside the shower for drying off and dressing, can ease the process significantly. It's important to remember that cleanliness and dignity remain within reach, even as routines shift. Spot cleaning with a damp washcloth, focusing on key areas like the underarms, groin, face, and feet, is often sufficient for staying fresh between full baths. For many seniors, this approach is not only safer and more comfortable but also empowering, giving them back a sense of independence and control over their care. Emotionally, the benefits are just as profound. The freedom from daily fatigue and fear of falling leads to more positive moods, greater willingness to socialize, and a renewed interest in favorite pastimes. Seniors report sleeping better, eating more regularly, and approaching each day with a bit more optimism. Family members, too, feel relief knowing their loved one isn't risking their well-being for the sake of a habit that no longer fits their stage of life. For some, making this shift requires letting go of long-held beliefs about hygiene. After all, many grew up with the idea that daily bathing was non-negotiable, a sign of self-respect and good manners. But wisdom comes in recognizing that life's rhythms change, and true self-care means adapting to those changes with kindness and intelligence. If you or a loved one has felt drained or discouraged by the demands of daily bathing, know that you're not alone, and that there is a better way. With a gentler, more supportive approach, it's possible to conserve energy, protect your health, and find greater comfort in the rituals of daily life. Sometimes, doing less truly is the key to living and enjoying so much more. As we reach the later chapters of our lives, it's remarkable how much wisdom comes from simply listening to our bodies. The lessons we learned in our youth, about cleanliness, routines, and what it means to take care of ourselves, can sometimes hold us back when our needs change with age. It takes courage to question old habits and even more to embrace new ways of looking after ourselves. Yet, as we've seen, caring for aging skin and conserving our strength isn't about giving up on dignity or comfort. It's about honoring who we are right now and making choices that truly serve us. Choosing to bathe less often isn't a sign of neglect. It's a thoughtful adjustment that can protect our skin, conserve our energy, and lower our risk of falls and infections. It means trusting that our bodies have built-in ways to stay clean, and that a few simple changes, like spot cleaning, using gentle products, or adding a sturdy shower chair, can make a world of difference. It's about prioritizing our health and well-being so we can keep doing the things we love, from sharing meals with family to enjoying a quiet afternoon in the garden. Maybe you found something in this story that challenges what you thought you knew. Or maybe it simply reassures you that you're not alone in adapting to life's changes. Either way, I'd love to hear your perspective. What's one idea from today's video that stuck with you? Is there a tip you want to try, or a piece of advice you'd like to pass on to a friend or loved one? Please share your thoughts below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more useful, uplifting stories your way. So together, we can age with grace, wisdom, and joy.